Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video I will show you how to go about disabling and re-enabling a comm array. As always, a massive thank you to my patrons. If you do enjoy these videos, guys, and would like to support the channel even further, follow the link to the Patreon page below. So the 3.6 patch brought in this new hacking gameplay, which is to be used in removing your crime stat and interacting with the comm arrays. Before you can do anything though, you are going to need a Cryptokey, which can be bought from Grim Hex in the room where you find Ruto, amongst other locations as well. Now, Cryptokeys are small phone-sized items which, when purchased, can be equipped in your utility slot and presented to your hands using the number 4 key. There are 4 options when it comes to Cryptokeys, and each one varies in price and ability. Depending on the key, some are legal and others are classed as illicit. The general rule of thumb seems to be if it requires minimal upkeep, but it's pretty slow at hacking, then it's legal. If it hacks quickly and requires more upkeep, then it's illicit. And you could get into trouble in some areas of the verse just for possessing one. So Cryptokey abilities are based on how long it takes to hack into the network and how often you will be interrupted while doing so. There's going to be a bit more on this later and I'll show you how it works. But for now, at the time of making this video, the times and interrupts for each card are as followed. So the first one is the reauthorizer. This is 8000 UEC. It takes 15.4 minutes and it has 1 interrupt. It says released by Lawful Computing as a way to gain access to a system with a lost or forgotten password. This slow but reliable reauthorizer Cryptokey is considered an affordable option for people who want to attempt to repair their systems themselves. So this sounds like one of the main legal variants. The next one is the Ripper, which is 8250 UEC. This is the most expensive, but it's also the quickest at hacking, which takes about 12.4 minutes, but it does have 4 interrupts, the most amount of interrupts. This is a modified version of the Tiger Claw Cryptokey. The Ripper earned its name for being able to rip systems apart, basically. Incredibly fast. What it gains in speed, it also gains in instability, as the extra draw on the processor results in greater error and frequency. So most likely an illicit version of the legal Tiger Claw, which brings us to the Tiger Claw. Now this is 6250 UEC. It takes 13.4 minutes to get into the system and there are 3 interrupts. They say it's a standard tool in many IT and CompSec kits. Blue Triangle's Tiger Claw is considered a go-to Cryptokey for good reason. With decent speed and reliability in the hands of a trained operator, it can be used to gain admin-level repair privileges to most systems. The final one is the Walesko. This is the cheapest at 3000 UEC. It takes 16 minutes to hack into the system, plus 4 interrupts, so it's probably the worst one to go for. Now it says in the blurb, instructions on how to build this simple Cryptokey were first published publicly in 2887 by the political activist Arist Walesko, who had hoped that it would lead to greater governmental transparency. Though not up to the standard of most modern security protocols, this slow and unreliable device is still in use today owing to its ease of construction and wide availability from numerous small manufacturers. Now I do believe in the latest patch, I think it's 3.6M, that the hacking timers have decreased, and I'm sure they will obviously adjust these more throughout development, but let's just get to it. Now comm arrays, if you don't know, spread the news throughout the verse. If you disable one, then commit a crime, there is no way for the news of that crime to spread, and you can go about breaking the law as much as you want without being noticed in that area. So on one hand, you could disable a comm array to allow yourself or your friends to get away with murder. Maybe if you plan to hold up a freighter coming through the location, send out a couple of crew to disable the nearest comm array just before you hit the freighter, and then you can get away with it. On the flip side though, missions should now be generated for players to re-enable the comm arrays if a player disables it. So do be aware that when you arrive at a comm array, if you're turning it back on, there could be someone there hacking away, and you may potentially need to actually fight in FPS EVA or in ship combat. Now there is also a new proximity trespassing warning. If you get within 5 kilometers of the comm array, you will be warned that you are trespassing and asked to leave. If you continue, then you will get a trespassing misdemeanor and have to deal with those consequences. Also do be aware that comm arrays have 4 turrets, which I do recommend shooting down. Now when it comes to leaving your ship, I don't think there is really a way to hide it at the moment. But before I exit my Gladius, I do turn off all the systems except for my shields to reduce my signals as much as possible, but it still remains protected should anyone sort of see it and begin shooting at it. I realise I probably should have left my coolers on because I think it overheated my shields, or they will overheat if they get fired at, but never mind. I also leave it snug against the comm array in an attempt to mask my cross-section. Hopefully in the future there will be a way to stop people finding you if they're not looking for you specifically, but as of yet, I am yet to test it really. So when you enter the comm array, make your way down to the control panel inside. The screen will request a passkey authorization. This, I assume, could be for any engineers, as I expect hacking into the system is not generally a crime, but press the number 4 key to bring up your crypto key into your hands and then hold the F key to insert it. Now I used here the Ripper, meaning it takes 12 minutes to gain access, but it also has 4 interrupts. The screen will begin gaining access, and depending on the key that you're using, you will need to keep an eye on your progress. The legal keys, as mentioned, may take a little longer, but they have very few interrupts in which you will need to click continue on the screen when it gets interrupted. This means you can protect yourself without too much worry of the hacking being aborted, but the illicit keys are much quicker at gaining access, but you will need to continually upkeep as the interrupts are more common. Now I believe that during the accessing period, it doesn't send out a counter mission as you're not generally committing a crime aside from trespassing. However, I think I would like it if the system recognizes you're using an illicit device, hacking over a legal one, and then maybe sends out a counter mission. I don't know, maybe not. Something they'll have to balance, but I would love to know your thoughts on that. So once you've accessed the system, exit the crypto key. I don't think you can get it back, but maybe you do. I'm not sure if it's a one-time use key. Hopefully not, considering the price of them, but we'll find that out later. It'll check the status of the comm array, give you all the information, which I believe is pretty much useless at the moment, and then present you with the ability to disable the uplink. So basically, turn off the comm array, or the other option is to just log out. Now you will get a warning and a last chance message, but if you click it, then the comm array goes offline. Now once it's offline, I believe that's when the mission will get sent out to re-enable the comm array, so do expect company if you're hanging around for a little while. But obviously you can turn it back on here by hitting the button, and I think it takes 5 minutes regardless of what key you're using. So I assume the counter mission to turn the comm array back on may still require you to use a crypto key. I'm not sure if you can just come and flip the switch because access is already granted. But anyway, that is all you really need to know at the moment about disabling comm arrays. The choice of key is obviously entirely up to you. They don't come cheap, and don't get caught with the illicit ones, of course. In the future, I'm sure they will expand on this system and introduce more hacking options, but for now, I think this is a really great system. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a great start in the right direction. We will try and take a look at how to reduce your crime stat as soon as possible, but I am yet to have achieved it due to bugs and lack of knowledge, basically. But do be sure to follow me over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers as we play 3.6 all the time now, learning the new features, figuring out how everything works. Also, subscribe to me here on YouTube for more Star Citizen content. I've got lots more 3.6 videos coming out in the future. Thank you so much for watching. As I say, if you do enjoy the video, follow the link to my Patreon page. It is highly appreciated, and I will see you next time.